Good morning, my dear students. Welcome to my channel Patel Science Academy by Shahzad sir, and I'm going to start one chapter here, enhancement of the food production. Dear students, before I start this chapter, I would like to tell you about the new syllabus. And in this new syllabus, this chapter is actually it is made by the combination of the two chapters. One is enhancement of the food production, and the another one is that has been included in this chapter is the animal husbandry. Actually, in the previous syllabus, it was there were two chapter, enhancement in the food production and the animal husbandry. But in this new chapter, in this new syllabus, this chapter includes the combination of the two chapter, that is animal husbandry plus enhancement of the food production. So this is the chapter in which we'll see the different types of the techniques and the different topic like the hybrid plants, what are hybrid plants, and the examples of the microbes that has been used in the household production, and the types and the groups of the microorganisms that are used to produce the antibiotics, and the different types of the biofertilizers, and the source of the silk thread, and different products that is used that is produced by the technique. I'll explain you about that all that topic in this chapter. So dear students, let's see one by one. So main, actually, they are also always has the absolute dependent on the plants for their food purposes, for the food grains, for the pulses and vegetables, and they are also depend all these things are depends on the animals too, like the meat, eggs, dairy products, clothes, fuels, drugs, and the construction material. All that are depend on the plants, and animals are also depend on the plants for their different purposes. But the most important is animal as well as the human are depend for the food purposes and the other purposes on the plants. So definition of the plant breeding. The plant breeding, one of the technique I am going to start here in this chapter, in this slide. Plant breeding, what is plant breeding? It is an applied branch of botany. This is the applied branch of botany, which involves the collective use of arts and science. It's a branch of botany which involve the use of the arts faculty, arts, and the science. For what purposes? For changing and improving the heredity of the plants. Why we are improving the heredity of the plants? In order to create the desired type, whatever you want, whatever the character you want in your product, you can produce it by applying the plant breeding technique. So dear students, this is the definition of the plant breeding. It is the applied branch of the botany, in which there is a collective use of arts and science for changing and improving the heredity of the plant. For what purpose? To create the desired characteristics or desired types. So this is the definition about the plant breeding. Now we'll see the technique and the process of the plant breeding one by one. But before we go in the detail of the plant breeding, let's see its objectives or its aim. What are the aims? The primary objective is to increase the crop yield and improve the quality of the crop we are producing. So crop yielding, high crop yielding or increased crop yielding, and improving the quality of the crop is the primary objective or aim of this technique. Increase in the crop productivity come from the careful attention to water, fertilizer, pest control, and the crop variety. The water, fertilizer, and the pest control, it includes the environmental component, and crop variety, it is depend on the genotype of the crop. So all these things can be increased in a crop by applying the plant breeding technique. Then phenotypes. The phenotypes includes the genotype plus environment, that is the GE, and it can also be changed according to your desire. by applying this technique. Plant breeders concentrate on the changing the crop variety, that is their genotype. So these are their objectives or aims of the plant breeding. The advanced plant breeding methods includes the role of the genetics, the molecular biology, tissue culture technique, like this. All these are the advanced breeding methods. So there are five main steps in the plant breeding. It includes the number one, collection of variability; second, evaluation and the selection of the parents; third, cross hybridization among the selected plants; fourth, selection and selfing of the superior recombinants; and five, testing, release and commercialization of the new cultivators. So these are the five steps in the plant breeding, and it is a collection of the variability. What is variability, we'll see now. Then evaluation and the selection of the parents, cross hybridization amongst the selected parents, selection and selfing of the superior recombinants, and testing, release and commercialization of the cultivars. Now we'll see one by one all that five steps. So let's see the step number one, collection of variability. Before we go in the depth of this step, here we should understand the one term, germplasm. So dear students, what is germplasm? What is this germplasm? First you have to know about this germplasm. Germplasm is broadly referred to the hereditary material, total content of the gene. It means the germplasm transmitted to the offspring through the germ cell. Through the germ cell, the total content of the gene, if it is as a hereditary material, if it is transmitted from the offspring through the germplasm, so that total content, that total material, that total content of the gene is called germplasm of that organism. It is also used to describe the collection of the genetic resources of an organisms. For plants, the germplasm may be stored as a seed collection or for the trees in a nursery. So seed collection is the example of the germplasm. So dear student, germplasm means germplasm means the total content of the gene. For example, the seed collection. So seed collection from any plants, it is the germplasm of that plant. So first step is the collection of the variability. Means different types of germplasm can be collected for keeping in mind the objective of that type of species. So dear students, step 1 involve the germplasm collection, that is for the variability collection from the different area. For example, if you want to produce the special mango plant for the high protein quality and the high nutrient quality, so you can produce that mango plant. So for that mango plants, you have to collect the germplasm of that mango plant, special mango plant, which is having that characteristics of the high protein and the other nutrients. The second step includes the evaluation and selection of the parents. So pure lines selection, first you have to evaluate, you have to check whether that part is having that germplasm or not, that characteristic is there in that parents or not. So that process is called evaluation, and then if you got all that characters in that parents, you can select that parents as your parents for the plant breeding. So large number of the plants are selected for the self-pollinating crop and harvested individually. Individual plants individual plant progenies from them are evaluated, and then best progeny is released as a pure line. So what is pure lines? Pure lines means the parents you have selected for the particular characteristics, and that characteristic is present in that pure lines as a pure quality. So you have just selected that parents for that character. For example, you have selected the mango plants for that particular high variety of the nutrients for that character. Or another example you can consider that you have selected that parents for the disease resistance power, that for example the mango in the coconut, it is having the disease resistance powers. So you have selected that mango tree for the as a pure line for that disease resistance power or for that high nutrients power. So improvement of the local variety is included as a application selection in the introduced variety, improvement of the old pure line variety, and the selection for the new characteristics in the pure line. So dear students, second step include the selection of the pure lines, and the first its evaluation. First you will select a large number of the plants and you will evaluate and them for that particular character, and then if you got all that characters in that collected plants, so you will select it as a pure lines because there is that pure line character present in that plant. So this is about the second step. Third step includes the most important step, that is hybridization. Hybridization means the process of hybridization. It includes the major steps like the selection of the parents, emasculation, bagging, and tagging. So, dear students, it is the chief method that offers the greater possibilities in the crop improvement than the other methods, and the use of this method is the only effective means of the combining together the desirable characters of two or more varieties. By this method, by this hybridization method, one can create a new genetic combination of already existing characters and new genetic variation, and it also exploits and utilize the hybrid vigor. All these things we'll see one by one. So hybridization it includes few special process like the emasculation. What is emasculation? The removal of anther from the flower is called the emasculation. So you can see in this diagram, by this scissor, this man is emasculating or removing this part from this flower, flower. So as you can see, this is the removal of the anther. As you know, anther is the male part of the flower, and if it is removing by this scissor or knife or forceps, so that process is called the process of removal of anther. This is called emasculation. You can also see this original process of emasculation in this diagram. So by this forceps, this part is removing. You can see here, this is the removal of this anther part before anthesis. This is called emasculation. So a bisexual flower is there. It is having male part, it is having female part. If you are going to by the process of the emasculation, you can make that bisexual flower unisexual flower by removing its anther. So this is the step involved in the emasculation. You can also see here emasculation by this forceps. This male part, this anther is going to be removed, and this is the emasculation in this flower. So I hope you have understood about the emasculation, the removal of the anther before anthesis to make the bisexual flower unisexual flower. If you will remove the male part, it will become one flower is there as a bisexual flower, and if you are doing the male emasculation, you are making it unisexual flower, unisexual female flower, and it is for the purpose of the hybridization. Hybridization, the mixing of the characteristics from the two parents in the laboratory. By doing that process, you can produce the hybrid vigor. So this is about the emasculation. Now we'll see the bagging. Bagging means immediately after the emasculation, The flower is enclosed with the suitable bags of the appropriate size to prevent the random cross pollination. So you can see here, this is the emasculated flower, and a bag is, it is covered by a bag, and this process simply is called bagging. So this is about the bagging. You can also see in this flower, this plastic bag has been used to cover this flower to to prevent from the unwanted uh, pollination, cross pollination. Then the tagging term is there. After bagging, tag bear following. It can be done after bagging, and you have to tag there on that flower, and what should be there on that label, what should be there on that tag, their cross combination, date of emasculation, date of pollination, number of birds in the pollinated pod, and signature of the breeders. All these parts should be there usually on the tag you are going to have. You can see this plant as a tag plant. This tag is there, and on that tag, whatever I said in the previous slide, all points should be there. Here you can see again one tag. This plant, this fruit is tagged by this label. Then the process of heterosis. What is heterosis? The superiority of F1 hybrid over both its parents in terms of yield and the other characters. This is called heterosis. The heterosis is increased vigor and growth, yield and function of the hybrid over the parents, resulting from the crossing of the genetically unlike organism. The term heterosis was first coined by the Schull in 1914, and in some cases hybrid may be inferior to the weaker parents. This is also regarded as the heterosis. So heterosis means it is the superiority of the F1 hybrid. It is the superiority of the F1 hybrid over the both its parents in terms of their yield and in some other characters. And sometimes the hybrid may be inferior to the weaker parents. So this is also regarded as a heterosis. So all these terms are included in this technique. Now we'll see one by one all that technique. So till now I have explained you about the emasculation, about the bagging, about the tagging, and about the heterosis. So the real example of the hybridization, the cross between the two parents for getting the desirable character progeny. So you can see here the hybridization process in this animal. This is the horse as a one of the parents, this is donkey as a second parents, and the hybrid is known as mule. So this mule is the combination of this donkey and this horse. So what is the character in this horse as that has been selected for the breeding? It is big in size, it is faster, and it is excitable. While the donkey, it is small, it is slow, and it is calm in nature. Mule will get the character, it will become strong and calm and endurance. So strong, this characteristic has come from this animal, from this parents. It is calm, this characteristic is coming from this parent, and endurance, it is the again this mule has got from their parents. So the hybrid is often stronger and hardier than its parents as a hybrid vigor. So you can see this mule as a hybrid is stronger from this parent in some character and from this parent in some character. This is called hybrid vigor. So you can remember this example, the example of the donkey and the horse to produce the mule. Then the step number 4. Step number 4, it is selection and the selfing of the superior recombinants. Selection and testing of the superior recombinant. The selection among the progeny of the hybrids self-pollinated for the several generations till they reach the homozygosity uniformity. This is the superior recombinants. Combination of the desirable characteristic in a single plants, no segregation of the characteristics. So, dear student, in the step number 4, the F1 hybrid plant show the superiority over both the parents and having high hybrid vigor are selected. Such hybrids are then selfed for few generation to make them homozygous for the said desirable characteristic and till there is a state of uniformity so that the character will not be segregated further. So this parent is, this offspring is, or this F1 hybrid with all that characters is called superior recombinant. So you have to select it and you have to test it for their superior recombinant that characteristics. So this is about the step number 4. There comes the last step, testing, release and commercialization of the new cultivars. So dear students, the newly selected lines are evaluated for the productivity and the other features like the disease resistance, pest resistance, quality, etc. Initially, these plants are grown under the control condition of the water and water fertilizers, etc., and their performance is recorded. The selected lines are then grown for the 3 generation at least in a natural field and in different agroclimatic zones. Finally, variety is released as a new variety for the use by the farmers. So many high yielding hybrids variety of the rice, wheat, sugarcane, millets has been developed, and through the hybridization have helped farmer community to attain the record agriculture production in our India since 1960. So this is called the Green Revolution, and ICER, the Indian Council for Agriculture Research, has played very important role in this plant breeding. So dear students, in 1960, the Green Revolution, that era is called the Green Revolution era, the time for the evergreen revolution. By the Norman E. Borlaug, a Nobel laureate, this man is known as the father of the Green Revolution. Got the Nobel Prize by this APJ Abdul Kalam. And wheat and rice, a record production in 1960, in between the 1960 and 2000 has been recorded. Wheat semi-dwarf variety for 11 million tons to 7 million tons has been recorded during that era, and rice semi-dwarf variety from 35 million tons to 89.5 million tons was produced there during that era. Semi-dwarf wheat variety in India in 1963 for high yielding and the disease resistance variety includes the Sonalika, Kalyan Sona. You can watch this Sonalika and Kalyan Sona variety here. Sonalika field. Semi-dwarf rice variety developed from the IR8 formed at IRRI, International Rice Research Institute, Philippines. Tachuk Native 1 from Taiwan, and its derivative used in India to get the semi-dwarf variety, a rice variety like the Jaya and Ratna. So this is IR from Philippines and Taiwan. From Taiwan, Tachuk Native 1, the rice variety. This is again you can see in the field RI. IR8 rice, you can see here the image of this IR8. So all these are the products of the wheat and rice by the plant breeding. Other high yielding varieties includes the wheat, Sonora 64, Lama Rojo 64A, Safed Lama, Sharbati Sonora. The rice variety includes the Vijaya, Padma, Kanti and Jayanta in our country. This is white Sonora, Jayanti, a new disease and insect tolerant variety of the deep water rice. You can see here. So dear students, sugarcane is also there. Sugarcane Breeding Institute, Coimbatore, India. CO 421, CO 419, CO 205, CO 453, CO 740 as a sugarcane variety. Saccharum officinarum, the South Indian variety, high sugar content. It contains the high sugar and better yield quality. So dear students, millets, the small seeds, edible grains are also produced there by the plant breeding. Includes the high yielding disease resistance and the water stress as a jawar, bajra, maize, all these plants. The plant breeding disease resistance includes the wheat variety, Himgiri wheat variety. It is for the hill burnt leaf and the stripe rust. Pusa Shubra, Pusa Snowball, K1 cauliflower, curl, bright, black rot and black rot. Pusa Sadabahar chili for the leaf curl, chili mosaic virus. The plant breeding and improve food quality. So dear students, this is about this lecture. Thank you very much. Do subscribe my channel, like, share and comments for your queries and press the bell icon for the instant notification. Thank you very much.